Welcome to Isis in the Bible, the Spring Gathering, Week 7 Tarot. The question for today is, what do you know about tarot? Have you any experiences using the tarot or having someone do a reading for you? If not, give us your thoughts on what you think about what you hear in the word, or look at its letters or glyphs. Glad you could join us today. We had a great discussion. We talked about, everybody brought all kinds of aspects around it and so many decks, and it's pretty invigorating to know that there's many people here that have at least heard of it, used it, have gone and watched others use it, and the accuracy. It's all energies. The basic flow from everybody here is it's all energies, and you can get the guidance from anywhere. Let's do a little jump in. Here is from Sister Rachel Taylor on YouTube. She said, tarot to me means Torah. When you put your energy and love into the cards and ask for guidance, then the cards reveal the energy. They guide with your inner standing. They reflect the alchemy, the chakras, the zodiac. A picture reveals 1,000 words. Cards flip out when you ask. Ask and it will be given. Guidance. I do my own cards for myself, but I cleanse my space first. Ask from the heart, send loving energy to my cards, and reflect on the message given in a quiet space, and always say thank you in gratitude for what is revealed. All is spiritual, all is magical, all is one. When we chant and when we pray, when we hug a tree, when we ground ourselves, when we seek, when we speak, it's all a vibration, and using tarot is no different. So she summed up much about what we said, and she put it all really nicely in this one little paragraph, which was awesome. Thank you, Sister Rachel. And then Lisa Hoffman said, for anybody's interested, this is a YouTube channel that I found when I was first learning tarot. He reads with numerology and has written several books that are great. I have 4 of his books. Here's a playlist from YouTube, Why the Tarot Works. So I went and looked it up. This is the guy right here. If you want to look him up, it's called Tarot Maps and Why the Tarot Works Explained. Thank you, Sister Lisa. So just a quick reminder what's happening in the sky. The cleanse has started. There's so many people reached out around the 15th, 16th. Dizziness, skin breaks, sleepiness, all sorts of cleansing the crown chakra, because it's going to hit the whole body. Remember, this is a long aspect from June 16th to January the 9th, because again, Hygeia, which is going through our crown, it's been a while since she's gone through, and aligning with Mother Mary, right? The divine love. So she's going through, and we'll go retrograde and re-meet on November 16th, and then for the 3rd time, January 9th. So it's when Juno does that with Hygeia or the sun, that brings out shingles. So when Hygeia is doing this, it's going to do all sorts of things, because we know that the Hygeia's glyph is that of the caduceus. Okay, the tarot, Torah, Rota, Hora. Well, look at those words. They have intriguing historical and linguistic connections, each associated with the concept of the wheel or cycle of life. These terms are intertwined with spiritual and mystical traditions, particularly in Judaism and Western esotericism. But these words seem to place a woo-woo to them. Today we will explore their etymology, meaning, symbolic associations, and furthermore prove that they were just trying to put a finger on the vibrational essences of the experiences we receive, which a lot we talked about, right? So here's a list of some of the major changes to the tarot cards. I'm not going to read through this, but as you can see, the early playing cards was about the 9th century CE, and the first real tarot deck, as far as anybody knows, is the Visconti Sfora's tarot. You know, this probably can get debated because there are literally thousands of interpretations and versions of the tarot. So just like the Bible, everybody's got a different interpretation of them. But again, if you're using them in the right way with love and using it as guidance, that card's going to pop out for you. There was no instructions on how to use these cards from the 17th century back. And then from this time forward, there was instructions. So that's just something for you to look at. No? So let's just go over a few of these. The Golden Tarot was the Visconti Sforza deck. No instructions. Thank you from pmtarot.com. The Golden Tarot deck, the Visconti Sforza deck, Sforza, it means strength in Italian, is one of the oldest and most significant tarot decks created for the Visconti and Sforza families in the 15th century Italy. These exquisite cards, painted by artists such as Bonifacio Bembo, are treasured for their historical and artistic value, providing a glimpse into Renaissance culture and symbolism. So you can see, I'll just scan around these. You can see some of the similarities in some of these cards. I don't know them off by heart by any means, so I'm not going to pause or say anything about them because they're all going to be looking for the similar vibrations, and we're going to talk about that. So the Sola Busca Tarot is a 15th century Italian deck, notable for being the oldest known complete tarot deck and the first to be fully illustrated with detailed scenes on all 78 cards. This deck's intricate artwork influenced later decks, including the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot, and it is prized for its rich iconography and historical significance. Again, there was no instructions to these, and they're just beautiful images. I think the words probably mean more than anything, but the pictures to me, yeah, beautiful. And here we have the Tarot of Martial. The Tarot of Martial is a traditional deck that originated in 16th century France, has become one of the most influential tarot designs in the world, known for its distinctive, straightforward artwork and symbolic imagery. This deck has been used for centuries for both divination and meditation, shaping the foundation of many modern tarot interpretations. Again, no instructions of that one. And then one of the first ones that having instructions would be the Thoth deck, which was created by the famous occultist Aleister Crowley and illustrated by Lady Frida Harris between 1938 and 1943. And I think that's the name that Kathy Thompson said. This deck is renowned for its rich symbolism and incorporation of Crowley's teachings on Thelema, blending elements of astrology, Kabbalah, and alchemy. So you can see some of his artwork. Pretty mystical, huh? Yeah. Interesting indeed. So a really inspired, connected, intuitive tarot reader can 100% get a feel for what's being given out as guidance. But how can a layperson use the cards? That's what we're venturing out to provide today. Just like the Bibles, there should only be one truth, and there is only one truth. The Bible equals astrology, equals the Tanakh, equals the tarot. So the Torah, let's talk about that word Torah. Let's break it down. In Judaism, Torah refers to the first 5 books of the Hebrew Bible, also known as the Pentateuch. The word Torah comes from the Hebrew word YRH, which means to guide or to teach. It represents divine instruction and law. So you can see that Torah is in there, right? Which stems way back. And you can see that the H, just adding the H means time, Father Time, which would be Saturn. Okay, now T-O-R-A, in some interpretations, Torah, without the H, can be linked to the concept of a wheel or cycle, symbolizing the cyclical nature of life and the perpetual guidance of divine wisdom. This is said to be related to the word Torah with an H. And then we know that H represents time. Time on the wheel, right? We're infinite. And then Rota. Rota, this Latin word, and even in Italian, means wheel. It's often used metaphorically to represent cycles, such as the cycle of life, the wheel of fortune, the rotation of celestial bodies. The concept of rota can be found in very mystical and philosophical traditions, symbolizing the idea of eternal return and cyclical nature of existence. I love that, eh? So this is not my words. This is the words that I got from doing some research. And the last one, tarot. The tarot deck of cards used for divination and symbolic interpretation. The word tarot is believed to be derived from the Italian tarocchi. Tarocchi. So it's, I don't know, it depends on how you pronounce that. I should have looked that up. But tarocchi or tarocchi. But its etymology roots are still debated. Some suggest a connection to the Latin rota wheel, or the Egyptian words tar, meaning path, and ro, meaning king, implying a royal path or journey. How do you like that, eh? Okay, so all that being said, where do you think the word tarot comes from? I'll give you a hint with this picture. We spoke about the alpha and the omega and its relationship with the Shen on the Egyptian walls, with the meaning of the embodiment, aka reincarnation, because you have the 0 and the 1, right? So that's the alpha and then the omega symbol. Move this out of the way. So you can see that the alpha and the omega are one and the same symbol, but this is where it separates the one from the all when you go into the underworld, or when you go to sleep, or when you go to between lives. So that's what they were after. And this is the Shen, how it's bound to the circle, right? And if you remember, let me just bring this back in here. The 0, 1, 1, first 3 numbers of the Fibonacci. You've got the 0, the 1, and there's the other one, you. The physical, the metaphysical, and the all. That's what the images imply. So now let's bring in, and somebody went down this path, it's escaping me who said it, but I think it was Susan. So when you look at the word tarot, you can see you have the cross, which is a T, the A, the R, the O for the omega, and another cross. So they're showing you what we show in astrology is that you rise on the cross and you set on the cross. So when you look at the tarot, they're trying to tell you something. So Susan, you were absolutely right when you saw 2 crosses. Absolutely right. So it's beautiful. We're all just trying to show everybody, right? Because this would be rising in the east, or the alpha, and setting in the west, which is the omega. So you have the arise of Aries. Aries and arise is the same word. And Libra, you can see the definition of Libra is the omega. So 100%, the word tarot is about astrology. It is about vibrations. We know this is the circle of fifths, which is energy, which is all light. So 100% the Torah can work, because when you have the cards with that energy, it's going to flip. It just makes too much sense. Way too much sense. So seeing that Torah from the Tanakh comes from the Egyptian walls, should we not look for a version that encompasses the meanings we left behind on walls? We don't really have to, because anybody's tarot deck can work. But if you can use the tarot deck to help learn astrology, that would kind of like be a win-win, but you don't need to have it. But that's what we're set out to do. So here's what we did. We designed up a card, and it's maybe not so easy to see this background piece here, but we'll get to that in a second. So this is the card, right? And it has, so this is the instructions, because you don't really get instructions. So this would be the instructions, the overall instructions of how the card is laid out and what each image pertains to. I won't go through this, but you guys can look at it another time. I'm going to be uploading this to the website. So that's is what the card that we're going to do. So it ties in astrology, it ties in tarot, it ties in Egyptian walls, because where did we, if this all stemmed from the Egyptian walls, which I say very, very confidently it has, then why not use the figures that are written there, which not only help us learn tarot, not only help us learn astrology for the people that need to learn them, but also to help us learn what's written on the Egyptian walls, because it all ties in together beautifully. So this is on that's trying to publish this on the website. Let me move this out a bit. So when you go to the website under Astrologos and Wandering Stars, you'll get to this and you'll see the instructions. And then I've already started uploading the cards. The High Priestess, so everything will be there. And then it's got the description of what that is, what that essence is. So I've got quite a few of them done. Got the sun, the moon, Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Ceres, Icarus, Venus, Mars, Hygeia, Mercury, Lilith. We got lots of experience with Lilith. Hey, Susan. The black moon, and then Jupiter. This one here didn't get updated properly. So anyway, and I got a few more to do to finish them off, but they fit like a glove. I'm telling you, they just fit beautifully. So hopefully to bring everything together, I'm pretty confident that it's going to be between 90 to 95% accurate from everything that I've gotten off of the Egyptian walls and from the Torah deck and from AI and research and studying. So it'll be a good tool for people to use, learn astrology, and those that know astrology to learn tarot and vice versa. Anyway, that's all we have for today.